While North Korea remains one of the most secretive nations in the world, stories and images that emerge paint a stark and often harrowing picture of life within the country. Below are descriptions of fictionalized, disturbing moments inspired by reports of life in North Korea, told in a cohesive narrative form. Each story weaves through the country's reality under an authoritarian regime. 1. The empty streets of Pyongyang. A photograph of an eerily quiet Pyongyang boulevard. The few visible pedestrians walk with heads down, under the shadow of towering propaganda posters. The streets appear lifeless despite the city being the nation's showcase capital. Many citizens, fearful of speaking out, stay indoors. The silence reflects widespread surveillance and mistrust, a product of decades of state control. 2. The abandoned border village of North Korea. A desolate, overgrown village near the Chinese border. The dilapidated houses, riddled with bullet holes, tell of desperate escape attempts. Smugglers and defectors use these areas, risking execution if caught. Villagers left behind endure poverty, their only hope lying in the stories of escape whispered among them. 3. North Korea labor camps at dawn. An image of malnourished prisoners lined up in rows, their faces hollow. The light of dawn breaks over barren hills surrounding a North Korean labor camp. Stories from defectors describe relentless physical labor and routine beatings for those accused of even minor crimes, such as possessing foreign media. 4. The Frozen River. A photo of a frozen Tumen River crossing into China. Blood would stain the snow whenever guards caught and executed defectors. This scene highlights the desperation of those fleeing the oppressive regime and the brutality they face for seeking freedom. Please show some love. Subscribe to my channel. Click on the thumbs up button to give us a like and leave a comment below the video. 5. The public execution grounds. A haunting image of a square surrounded by citizens forced to watch public executions. Stories tell of children as young as 10 witnessing these events, intended as a warning against disobedience. The condemned are often accused of crimes such as criticizing the government or attempting to flee. North Korea has over 300 public execution sites. 6. North Korea propaganda schools. Inside a dimly lit classroom, children are seen memorizing chants glorifying their leader. The walls are plastered with slogans and portraits of Kim Jong Un. Survivors recount growing up in such an environment, where any questioning of the regime's teachings leads to punishment. 7. North Korea's famine in the 1990s. An image shows skeletal bodies of children lying on straw mats during the arduous march, North Korea's famine in the 1990s. Over 1 million people are believed to have died. Survivors tell of eating grass and bark to survive, and parents sacrificing their food for their children. 8. The black market at night in North Korea. In a shadowy alleyway, people huddle around vendors selling rice and other essentials. These illegal markets, called jangmadang, are lifelines for many. Sellers risk arrest but continue trading to escape starvation. 9. North Korea's propaganda march. A sea of soldiers marches past a massive statue of Kim Il-sung, their movements rigid and synchronized. Stories from defectors reveal the pressures of compulsory military service, where young men and women endure years of harsh discipline and propaganda indoctrination. 10. The indoctrination homes. A photograph of a modest house with a family gathered around a glowing television playing government broadcasts. The regime mandates daily viewings of state media, reinforcing the leader's cult of personality and spreading fear of outside influences. Please show some love. Subscribe to my channel. Click on the thumbs up button to give us a like and leave a comment below the video. 11. The forbidden films. In a dusty room, confiscated foreign films lie in piles. Witness accounts describe how individuals caught with these items are imprisoned or executed. For many, the smuggled media is their only glimpse of the outside world. 12. The prisoner train. A stark image of a train carrying emaciated prisoners. These trains transport people to labor camps or execution sites. Survivors recount journeys lasting days without food or water, as guards look on with indifference. 13. The child workers. A photograph shows children in tattered clothes working in fields. Many North Korean children are pulled from school to toil on farms or in factories, sometimes as part of punishment for their families' perceived disloyalty. 14. North Korea's hidden churches. A dimly lit room where a small group of people huddle in prayer, their faces filled with fear and hope. Practicing religion is illegal, and anyone caught worshipping faces torture or death. Despite this, underground faith communities persist. 15. The defector's journey. A blurred image of a defector crossing the Chinese border at night. The perilous journey includes evading guards, avoiding human traffickers, and finding safe passage in China. Many defectors tell of friends or family members who didn't survive. 16. The torture chamber. Inside a bare concrete room, a lone chair with blood-stained restraints stands as a chilling reminder of the regime's methods. Former detainees describe beatings, waterboarding, and psychological torment used to extract confessions or punish dissent. Please show some love. Subscribe to my channel. Click on the thumbs up button to give us a like and leave a comment below the video. 17. The forced loyalty. A photograph shows a teary crowd kneeling in front of a giant statue of Kim Jong Un. Public displays of loyalty are mandatory, with citizens required to feign adoration to avoid suspicion of disloyalty. 18. The ghost factories. A crumbling industrial complex looms in the distance, rusted and abandoned. These ghost factories symbolize the country's economic collapse. Workers in operational factories face unsafe conditions, earning barely enough to survive. 19. The Wall of Spies. A dimly lit hallway filled with photographs of traitors who attempted to defect or spread outside information. Families of these individuals are often punished, highlighting the regime's policy of guilt by association. 20. The Children's Parade. An image of young children in brightly colored uniforms performing a synchronized dance in honor of the leader. Behind the smiles are the pressures of constant rehearsals and the knowledge that failure to perform perfectly could mean punishment. 21. The culture of silence. One of the most harrowing aspects of this abuse is the enforced silence. Victims are often pressured into submission with threats against their families or accusations of disloyalty to the regime. In North Korea's military culture, where collective identity is emphasized over individual well-being, speaking out is seen as a betrayal of the system. Women who become pregnant as a result of abuse face additional suffering. In many cases, they are forced to undergo unsafe abortions to hide the evidence of their assault. This practice further underscores the regime's prioritization of its image over the welfare of its citizens. The abuse female soldiers endure is not an isolated phenomenon, but a reflection of the broader gender inequality and lack of human rights in North Korea. Women in other sectors of society face similar risks, particularly in workplaces or during forced labor assignments. For many women, military service becomes a harrowing chapter of exploitation and fear, shaping the rest of their lives. Accounts from defectors offer a glimpse into this hidden reality. One former soldier recalled that during her service, she witnessed fellow female soldiers being taken by officers regularly. She described a pervasive sense of helplessness, as everyone knew what was happening but feared the consequences of speaking out. Another defector spoke of her own experiences, revealing how she endured years of abuse, suffering in silence to avoid punishment or harm to her family. These stories are snapshots of the hardships endured by North Koreans under one of the world's most repressive regimes. While some details remain speculative, defectors' testimonies and smuggled images provide insight into the realities of life in North Korea.
Thanks for watching. Please support our channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. New videos are uploaded regularly.